Do you ever think there's two types of people in the world? Like there's a type of person that when they feel emotions, that their first thought process is like, how can I get fucking rid of these? Like, how do I get rid of this feeling? I just want it to be gone. I don't. Like, it's very avoidant. It's very much so like a recoil from the emotion. And then there's the other type of person that feels the emotion and spends some time processing it and says, what is this trying to teach me? I think that person's thinking more like, how do I not feel this emotion because of this same type of situation in the future? Whereas the other person is just saying, I don't give a fuck about the future. I just want this gone now. I just don't want to sit and feel it. I just want it gone now and I need it gone now. And it's an important little mindset flip to stop being that person that's very avoidant. Pain avoided is just pain multiplied. You're going to come up against it later and it will be much worse. I can tell you an interesting thing about life is that the problems get bigger and bigger the further you go, and that you get better at navigating them the more times you jump over that hurdle. You just get a little bit better and a little bit stronger at processing and coping and healing. So just notice that about yourself. If you're one of those people out there and you're like, man, when something bad happens, it's like you just turn off, you run away, you might use substances. I think that's a lot of people use substances to get away from them for a long time. And the longer you do that, man, you're just robbing yourself any of the practice that is necessary to understand how to keep moving forward and hitting another obstacle and being okay with it. Your emotional state in any given moment on your existence is completely contingent upon your emotional resilience or your ability to process. So just try and flip that switch if you can. If you're one of those people, like I said, that when the bad thing happens, it's just run, 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 no introspection, no reflection, just deflection, you're going to end up projecting instead of analyzing. So make that switch, understand something. I know the emotions suck. Man, I know when the shit gets bad that it's really hard. I'm fucking dealing with a little, mini hiccup in my plan as well, with somebody leaving my life and it making me feel lonely and, unappreciated and unvalued and, not worthy of companionship and connection. And again, I'm sitting in that emotion, and instead of just reeling and running away from it and pretending it's not, it's not there and it doesn't exist, more than anything, I'm just going like, okay, cool. Well, how do I use what I learned? How do I sit in this turmoil, small amount of turmoil for this small amount of time and let it kind of go away and then go back on my journey with a new set of knowledge and tools that I've kind of learned? So that applies to everything. It doesn't just apply to a relationship. Confidence, commitment, honesty, trust. I mean, everything. So just understand, like, when you're feeling away, it's the universe trying to tell you a message. It's trying to send you a message and say, hey, this is a learning opportunity right here. You got two paths you can take. You can take the one where you say, fuck you, lesson. I don't want to think about this right now. Or you can be one of the people that goes, okay, I heard you. I got you. I'm gonna really think, process, and figure out what this means for me and what my next steps are. And I can tell you, if you do that first one, the exact same thing's going to come up again. And what I've found in my life is that the more times I've pushed it off, man, the lesson's going to come down a lot harder. It's just going to because it needs to, because it needs for you to listen. So just understand that where you're at now and what you're feeling is due to probably a lesson that you could have already learned, and maybe it's getting worse. So let's make this the time that you get it. You know what I mean? So keep grinding out there. Keep pushing through all of the hard shit. And, if you're in a pocket of silence, if you're in one of those little pockets of silence, like nothing's going crazy in your life, you start to feel that tinge of boredom. You start to feel that like complacency and boredom. Man, don't let that happen. You're in one of the most amazing periods of life that people get, which is one where there's no chaos. So soak that all up. This is when you can put in your best work. It's where you can access life and other people the most, because you're dialed into feeling, okay and actualized. So appreciate it if you're in one of those windows. And then remember, if you're in one of those windows, help somebody else out. Maybe listen a little bit. Maybe ask somebody how they're fucking doing. Help somebody out with a problem.